How to make an easy item sorter for a witch farm in Minecraft. These are resources you will need for this item sorter. So anyways, let's get into it. So anyways, if we look into this chest, a witch farm will give you quite a lot of different items. And if you're standing AFK at your witch farm for quite a while, having to sort through 2, 3, maybe even 10 different chests just to get a little bit of gunpowder can be quite annoying. However, with an automatic item sorter, you will be able to sort out all the items into specific chests. That way, if you want to see the amount of gunpowder your farm has produced, instead of having to look through all the different chests, you can simply look into one chest and instantly know how much gunpowder you have gotten from your AFK session. And this will also make it a lot easier to grab the specific resources you need. So anyways, let's get into building it. Now you will of course firstly need your witch farm, which is going to be this small farm right here. So if you have decided to build this, I assume you already have a chest where items have been kind of collected so far, which is right here. So the first step to building this is that we're obviously going to need a bit of space to build the item sorter. So what we're going to do is dig ourselves 3 blocks down, going 1 block in front of the chest. So 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to dig ourselves under the chest pretty much like this. So what you will have to do from here is pretty much dig out 3 blocks going in front of the chest. So 1, 2, 3. And you're going to need to dig down all these blocks, 3 blocks going down pretty much. So anyways, once I've dug out these 3 blocks, what you will have to do is head back under the chest and then pretty much go in the opposite direction of where you've dug so far. Dig 3 more blocks going forward. So 1, 2, 3. Then what you will have to do is look right, as in kind of towards this side, and then from the middle right here, dig down 9 more blocks. So if you have not dug any blocks right here, you should pretty much dig down, or dig forward, I mean, 9 more blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 8, 9. So what you should have now is a total of 10 blocks right here, and then from this middle block right here you should pretty much have 3 blocks in each way, and obviously 9 more blocks right here. So anyways, what you will have to do now is dig out the rest of this room. So you will pretty much have to go on each of these blocks and dig down 9 more blocks going forward, and you will have to dig this room 4 blocks tall. So you will pretty much have to dig 1 more block going up right here, pretty much like this. Now to briefly say, the room does not need to be dug out in this specific size, because you can always dig it out more later if you realize you need more space, or vice versa. So anyways, to start on the actual sorting system, what you will have to do now is go to the right side of this chest and build yourself 3 blocks going down, then go 1 block to the right, and then pretty much going out from this block, you will have to place yourself out a double chest right here. And actually one thing I realized is that instead of breaking 3 blocks back, you will actually need to break 4, so I did make a quick mistake there, I apologize. So just expand this wall in the back right here by 1 more block going backwards, and do the same in the front right here. Alright guys, so once you've placed yourself out this main chest, what you will have to do now is place yourself out 6 more chests. Now we're going to be placing 6 more chests because you have a total of 7 different items you can sort out inside of this farm. Then once you have placed these chests, what you can do now is break all these blocks we had behind there, and then head behind all these chests and then place yourself some hoppers going into each of these chests. And then once you have placed those hoppers, what you will have to do now is place yourself a temporary block in the back side of each chest, pretty much like this. And then once you've done that, you will need to place yourself some hoppers going into these blocks, or pretty much facing into the blocks. And then once you've done that, you can of course destroy these blocks. Then once you've done that, you will need to place yourself a temporary block right here, then run yourself some hoppers looking into those block, or into that block, pretty much like this. However, make sure to not connect this hopper up with this chest yet, and you can of course destroy this block at the end. So what you should have now is 3 rows of hoppers. So the first row going into the chest, second row going into the block that's pretty much above the chest, and then the third row of hoppers going into the wall. So once you've done this, we will now need to build the redstone behind there. So we need to go behind there, and then you will need to destroy out these blocks right here. So pretty much the blocks that's 1 block back and then down from the hoppers. And then you will have to place yourself a redstone torch on top of these blocks, and then make sure to place them on the wall of these blocks right here. Do not place them on the floor or on this part of the block right here, but place them right here. Then you will have to go 1 block back from pretty much the block that's holding the redstone torches, which is this block, and then 1 block back, which is this block, and then you will have to break out these blocks right here, and then you will have to place yourself some redstone repeaters looking into the block that has the redstone torches on it. So anyways, once you've done all this, what you will have to do now is place yourself 3 solid blocks going out from this bottom hopper, pretty much like this. So 1, 2, 3, and then just do this on all of these. Then you will have to go back here and then place yourself a redstone comparator going out from the second hopper. And then once you've done this, you will now need to place yourself 3 redstone dusts going out from this comparator. So 2 on top of these blocks and then 1 on top of this bottom block right here. Alright, so now that you have done this, you're pretty much done. And I'm going to break out some blocks just to show you how all of this looks. So make sure you build this exactly the way I have. And also to briefly say, one very important thing that many people get wrong is that you cannot build these blocks out of glass or leaves or slabs or any kind of half block. They need to be solid blocks. Alright guys, now we're almost done and we have a couple more steps. And the next step will be to figure out which chests you want which items to go into. And you will also need to grab some filter blocks. Now firstly, to say, you're going to need to grab 41 of each item you want sorted out into the system. So I'm just going to grab a stack because why not? So I'm going to grab a stack of spider eyes because I want those sorted out into the system, a stack of glass bottles, gunpowder, sugar, redstone dust, sticks, and of course glowstone. And these are items you're going to want to have sorted out into this farm. And then before you continue on with the next step, you will of course also need some filter blocks. Now if you don't know, filter blocks are going to be blocks that's pretty much going to be kept inside the hoppers, making sure only the specific items you want will go into the specific chests. And these filter blocks will have to be blocks that will not go through the system at all, so you cannot use, for example, redstone dust as the filter blocks. Now generally speaking, I like to grab cobblestone and then just rename the cobblestone inside an anvil to something random. Now that is mostly inside, for example, a base item sorter. However, when selecting the filter blocks for a farm like this, you can pick pretty much any kind of block because no blocks will go through the system. However, since we don't have diorite in the roof or anywhere where it can accidentally fall on top of these hoppers, but we have it right here, I'm just going to choose diorite. So what you will have to do is go into these second hoppers, pretty much the hoppers that are facing away from the comparators, and then place yourself 4 of these filter blocks in the back right here. And what you will have to do now is select which block you want sorted out into this chest and then place a stack of those blocks inside here. So let's say I want redstone dust sorted out into this first chest. What I will have to do is just place that stack of redstone dust inside here. And what should happen now is that the redstone dust will slowly fall into the chest. However, once we reach 41, which should be any moment now, 44, 43, 41, boom, 41 will stop. However, if I keep placing more redstone dust into it, as you can see, it will disappear. Well, technically it won't disappear because it will go into this chest right here, as you can see. So what I can do now is pretty much just continue the same step, place myself 4 filter blocks inside the end right here, then place myself whatever block I want sorted out here into the first slot. So let's say that's gunpowder, do the same right here, filter blocks, then let's say sugar, boom, right here, filter blocks, let's say glowstone dust, boom, filter blocks, let's say glass bottles, then the filter blocks, and let's say spider eye. And then obviously in the last right here, we're going to do the last item, which is sticks. What should happen now is that if I look into all these chests, there should be 22 items into all of these chests pretty much, as long as I place the full stack, as you can see. And now the item sort is pretty much on and we can actually connect this up. However, before you do that, one quick important thing. As you can see, we have a bunch of potions of healing inside of here. However, they will not be able to be sent into any of these chests. So what you will have to do to make sure those don't break the system is to add yourself an extra chest at the end right here, then place yourself some hoppers going into the chest, and then pretty much just 2 hoppers going into that hopper. Or of course you can have this top hopper looking into the wall pretty much like that, but make sure to have no redstone behind this hopper. And yeah, now the sorter is pretty much done. So what I can do now is head on top of here, link up this chest with a bunch of items to of course this system right there. And what should happen now is that the items will be sent out. So redstone will appear in this chest, and as you can see, it will not go into any of the other chests, so we can quickly check that. And I believe we had a potion in the first slot, which yeah, ended up inside here and did not go into any of the other chests.
A few moments later.
Alright, so let's check the chest. Oh, the chest. So yeah, all the items are almost out. We just have glass bottles left, but if we move those to the end, the potions should go out. Let's just wait for the potions. Now the glass bottles. So anyways, let's check. We only have redstone here, only gunpowder here, only sugar here, only glowstone dust there, only glass bottles here, only spider eyes here, only sticks here, and only potions here. So yeah, as you can see, all the items have been sorted out into the exact chest. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this one. Now before I end off, I also want to show you that you can very easily expand these chests. So if you want, for example, more chests, because you will get a lot of redstone dust, what you can do is simply just add another chest under there, and then another hopper going into the chest, of course. And yeah, and you can keep doing this actually. So if you want to, you can just do this one more down. You can even do it yet another time down. So if you want to have 4 chests right there, you can have 4 chests just for redstone. Oh, and one quick thing, I forgot to mention it, but obviously if you want to, you can also place yourself some item frames on these chests, for example, and then simply grab the items you have inside each chest and then simply place them on the item frames to make sure you can remember where you have the specific items. So yeah, anyways guys, that is it for this one, and yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any questions about how this works or anything like that, feel free to leave them down below and I'll try to answer as quickly as possible. So anyways, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.